Hi, it's Mike from drive80.com, and today we're going to talk about how to make After Effects non-scary. And our focus today will be the anchor point tool in After Effects. Yes, great. First thing you're going to want to do is make a composition. So we're going to hit Command N to create your composition, or Control N if you're on a PC. And then we're going to just, don't worry about naming it, make this 1920 by 1080. That's for more of a basic video, horizontal video. If you want to do a square video, then you make this 1080 by 1080 like you'll see all over Facebook and Instagram. But today we're going to do 1920 by 1080. Frame rate, keep it at 24. Duration, 1 minute. Black background color. Let's make this a bit more fun. Let's do like a blue-ish. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. All right. There we go, hit OK. Here we go. This is our composition. Here's the layers in that composition. We're going to focus on creating a square and just show you what the anchor point does. To get the square, as you can see, if I scroll over here, it says hit Q. So I'm going to tap Q and I'm going to draw a box by holding down Shift. To deselect this box, I'm going to hit Shift Command A, and that will deselect it. V as in Victor to grab my selection tool, which is up here, and I'm going to grab it. Now it's going to show me that the anchor point is kind of in the middle, but I don't believe that. So what I'm going to do is hit Y and get this one up here, the pan behind anchor point tool, grab it again, just make sure that's in the middle. So the way I did that is I held down Command and just dragged it up, and it will lock in that center point. Okay, great. Now I'm going to deselect it. Now I'm going to hit my shape layer and hit A as an atom or anchor point, and you'll see that the anchor point is this right here. And the way that this gets moved is by its X and Y value. So I hit Y, it's going to go up and down. If I hit X, or this one is going to go left and right. And that's basically it. So you want to get back in the middle again, you can hit Y, and bring it there. I want to get it in the center of the stage. So if I have my Align panel open, if you don't, you just go up to Window, which you can't see because I blocked that part of the screen, which I should probably fix for future videos. Up here is the window section. If I come down, I'd hit Align, and the panel would pop up somewhere on the screen. In this case, I have it down here. So I click on the panel, make sure that this is selected, make sure that the composition is selected. I hit this and this, so I have it horizontally and then vertically aligned. If I hit to the left, it'll go to the left of the comp, the right of the comp. I hit this, it'll go up, this will go down. So this is a pretty effective tool, all based on whatever shape is on in the comp. If I'm going to animate this, now I usually just use the position tool to animate. I rarely use this. The only times I've ever really used the anchor point is, let's say that if I had this, let me scale it down a little bit. So I scale it down, and for some reason I'm just duplicating this by Command D. If I had a bunch of these and I had to make sure that I wanted to make all of these center points in there, and I didn't want to grab each of one of them separately and be like, oh, great, here we go, put this one and then this one. I would kind of eyeball it, so I'd grab all of them, I'd hit A, and I would just focus on the Y value, and I'd bring them down to the center here and say that looks about right. So that's pretty much the only times I've ever really used this tool, or I forget how someone will say it. I'll just say it's a tool, even though these are technically the tools. But yeah, but that's where I would use it. In if I was going to make this box move around the screen, I'd hit P and I'd put a position. I'd hit, put a keyframe here, and then I'd put a keyframe over here, and in that sense it's going to move here to here, right? But if I did A, so I hit Option A, let me do that again, let me undo that. Okay, if I hit A to get the anchor point to show, and if I hit Option A, it'll put a keyframe here, which are the only ways to get something to move, which I've talked about in previous videos, but I don't know if this would be the first video you're seeing that I have, so sometimes I have to repeat myself. These are the keyframes. The keyframe determines where in the time this object is. So if I put a keyframe here, and I put, at this point, if I just move it up, then you'll see that it'll move up in value based on going against where the anchor point is. So if that was the case, I'd say, all right, well, this is going to go up, and at this point, it's going to go down. So I'd be using the Y value, and I would go down. Now in the beginning when I started scrubbing or I start pulling this, I'm hovering over the numbers, clicking on it, and you'll see I can go left and right on it. That's something you can also use in Illustrator and Photoshop and Premiere. But this case, I mean, obviously in After Effects, if I hold Shift down, it'll speed up this a lot more. So if I let go of Shift and go left, you'll see that my cursor's almost off the screen, hasn't even gone anywhere. But if I hold Shift, I'm off the screen and that's off the screen. So that's a nice little tidbit for you. So in this case, this thing starts off in the beginning and it goes up and then it goes down. Now if I end my work area here, hit N as in Nightingale, Florence, or Nike, I will close my workspace up and if I hit plus sign, it'll zoom in a little bit. And this will just, when I'm rendering, it'll loop because as soon as the scrubber or the time indicator hits here, it'll just jump back to here. So I'll show you that. Hit Control 0, and it's saying like, there we go. It's moving up. It's moving down. It's moving up. It's moving down. Now, again, if I was ever going to do that motion, I would use the position tool. Now, where I can see where this would be useful is if I was using this point to maybe rotate it. So if it went up and down, and then here it was going to rotate, 360 degrees. That's a little bit more advanced. Screw it, I'll show you. So just in case you know the rotation tool, it would be R, and I hit Option R. I would just go out and say, all right, well at this point, let's move this to here and see how that looks. So if I hit there, it's going to go up. It's going to up and down and move over. So there's where I would see it would be kind of cool to have that happen. So maybe instead of going all the way there, maybe not 90 degrees, maybe it's, I don't know what the math would be, 180? No. Negative 90? There we go. So here to here, it would go there, and maybe from this point, I'd have to set another anchor point, and then to make it go across the screen, I would use the X value. Oop. No, so now that this point is going to get a little weird because the values have completely changed because this is still the top of this box, which means that if I'm messing with the Y value is now going, it's going with where the top of the box is pointing. So that's where it can get confusing. So instead of using the X value, which you'd think you'd use because I showed you in the beginning, if we're going up, we'd be using Y, and down, we'd be using Y. But in this point, we still have to use Y to make it move across the screen. So that's where it can kind of throw you off a tiny bit. Because if I was using the X value, let's say I drew another one, add that here. Let's bring this to the middle, and we would say that, we hit A. So up and down is the Y value, and the X value would be going left and right. In this case, to do that, we're going with the Y value. So you have to be very organized when you're doing this crap. So let's see how this looks. It's going to go up and over. So it's up, down, there, and over. That's kind of cool. That's actually pretty neat. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone else has some tutorials out there that can kind of go more in depth in the anchor point. Again, I've been working with After Effects since about 2009, and currently when this video is being filmed, it's the end of 2017, so it's almost 2018. So you figure for 50 years I've been using After Effects. I've never used that, and there's some things in here that you just don't need to know, but this is one of those where I just wanted to show you that because my other videos went through your transform tools, and if I were to leave out anchor point, people would be like, well, what the hell, where's the anchor point tutorial? So that's where this is, and that seems to be kind of some fun. So if you worked with the anchor point tool, comment wherever this is being posted, and just let me know in the comments section. You can say, hey, I've used it here, here's a link to what I've done, or here's some things I think would work, or why don't you do this like this, or whatever it's going to be. But yeah, so again, my name is Mike, and if you want to email me with any questions, you can just email me here. Here is my email, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Move this over. Let's uncut that. Yeah. There's Mike at drive80.com. Ask me any questions. I am totally down to give some help wherever I can because this stuff's a lot of fun to me. And if you have any friends who are looking to get involved in After Effects or want to start a career where you could be making up to $2 to $4 grand a week, which is true, depending how good you are in animation or how fast you are, then show them my videos, and this could be a good starting point for them before they potentially go to school or they maybe hire me one day to teach them. Who knows? But yeah, thanks so much.